Lisa Marie here. I have an interesting thing that popped into my head of a topic because it's coming up on winter. And with winter happens what? Cold and flu. That's right. There's so many sick people around, and not covering their mouths, we're bound to be around some germs. It's just gonna happen. So I thought I would share with you what worked for me last year, because I'd had my surgery in October, and then November and December and January is when a lot of stuff started going around. So I found something for my nauseous, when my stomach was super nauseous right after surgery and when I was starting to get sick. Sorry about that. And it is this little tiny box called Gin Gin.
Sip into a Gin Gin.
Is it really a commercial?
No, Slim Jim.
Oh, okay. So this little box is called Gin Gins, and it wasn't super cheap, but the package, they're this big. Like, at first, I mean, look how many pinky nails that is. At least 4. So I got those, and when I opened it, this is what they look like. They're kind of powdered, and it's kind of gooey and soft-ish. So I only took a bite about that big, and I would just put it in my mouth and suck on it. Not really eat it until it got way down to like as big as my pinky nail there. Then I would end up swallowing it. And it worked amazing. It was, oh my gosh, it was just so amazing because it was something natural that allowed me to not be sick to my stomach. So if you can get those, they're great. And if you have a hard time finding them, these ones like this in that little box I found at Mother's Market out here in California. And then they kind of have them and then they don't have them. So I looked online and got a bag like this. And this is actually a 3-ounce bag, whereas the little box that you get is a 1.6 ounce. This 3-ounce bag was cheaper than that whole box. Go figure. But if you're afraid to have the chewy thing, then they have this package. Whoops, sorry. This package, which is like little lozenges. So it's smaller. See, it's little like this, and inside they look like this. They're just like a lozenge that you can suck on. Don't chew it and eat it, and don't swallow it. But this is the lozenge. Oh, speaking of lozenges, after surgery, you really want to try to stay away from as much sugar as possible. So you got to find the sugar-free throat drops and cough drops. However, the sugar-free any cough drop actually makes your hunger, it suppresses your hunger. And when you're getting sick or you're starting to get sick, the huge thing that you want to make sure you do, that's not helping, is stay hydrated. You have to stay hydrated. Hot or cold, doesn't matter, but you have to stay hydrated. And if somewhere in there you can, it's okay. If somewhere in there you can get your protein powder in it, more power to you. So what worked for me last year was I made hot water a lot, and I found this great big ginormous bag of ginger at Costco. That this is from last year. It's still humongous, and my husband even helps me eat it. But I would just take a little bite, chew it, kind of suck on it, chew it, suck on it, or sometimes I would put it in my hot water and let it just kind of have that ginger in there. Now, heck, if you want to go get ginger root and do that in there, you could do that too, but the stores didn't have it when I was looking for it, so I found this, and it worked. What worked for me, really, I had a cold for like 2 days instead of the normal 2 weeks, is by making some about 6 to 8 ounces of warm water, like a tea, and I would equal the amount. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. So like a Bragg's or the one from Costco, things like that. You want to make sure it has the mother in it because that's the antibacterial bacteria that you want to have that's good for you. So 1 tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of locally grown honey.
Lamborghini just rolled up behind us. Nice.
Oh, nice. And the honey cuts out the gross flavor of the apple cider vinegar. But also, if you're putting it in 6 to 8 ounces of water, you're just able to sip that and sip that and sip that over 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is. So it's going to be soothing to your throat. It's going to go in there and fight war for your... That's the car. It's going to fight a war for you on behalf of you in your system. So the other thing that worked for me was, the only thing that works for me is Ritz crackers. However, I truly took a bite about that big. The Ritz cracker lasted, it took me 15, 20 bites to just put a little tiny bit in my mouth, put it on the roof, kind of press it, suck it, get it all mush, and then swallow it. I didn't do that very often because it really freaked me out to have crackers. So really, I stuck to the apple cider vinegar with honey. Bless you. And these gin-gins. These were amazing. So hopefully that helps you. Hopefully you stay well during this cold and flu season. And remember,
look, there's Disneyland.
Remember, wow. Yes, there's Disneyland. Remember that after weight loss surgery, we cannot have the same medicines that we had before. You can't have the things that have the NSAIDs in them. You can have Tylenol cold and flu, Tylenol migraine, Tylenol headache, Tylenol extra strength, but even those, you have to be careful what you do and check with your doctor, because you shouldn't be taking them more than 3 days, maybe 4 days at the most. It's just not good for you. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your stomach. So there you have it. That's what worked for me last year when I was sick. Love these, love these. Have them on hand. And those little lozenger ones, I don't know what happened to it. They're good. Okay, there you have it. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great winter. Stay well and stay hydrated. Bye.